But then when you have the baby in your arm and you're like, it's like, Mama's here, that has something to it. And I realized that when I had her as a baby. So Mo's here. Mo Welch is here. Mo Welch.
Mo Welch in the house. Yeah. The next comic coming to the stage. She's holding you. We are back for another episode. This is Good Enough, starring Natasha Leggero. Natasha, you're here.
I'm here.
Pipe up, pitch in, girl.
Welcome to the Good Enough podcast. I'm
go.
your host, Natasha Leggero, and my co-host, the one, the only,
and you forget my name?
Sabrina Jalees.
Okay, and also we do have Mo Welch here.
Well, I was about to get to our very special guest.
She's on that new show, The Paper. And we're lucky that they let her eke out of that studio because you're on it, you're writing, they've got you. And we've been pining for you, Mo.
We have been trying to get you. You are so funny. You're a mother.
I am.
And that's
go
all
off.
we need.
And go off. And then go off.
Hi, I'm Mo Welch, and welcome to the Good Enough podcast.
Yes.
Wait, Mo, you are also a talented drawer, though. Am I correct?
Thank you.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah. Cartoonist. But I like drawer. That sounds
No,
cool.
cartoonist sounds
like
more of what I
something you
wanted
put
to
underwear
say.
in. I love it.
Yeah, you put things in drawers.
So you have like multi-talents. That's really cool.
That's
too.
very nice. That's very nice of you.
Because most comedians, they can only do one thing.
Borrow money from me. But when I just have to, before I forget, when you wound up to say my name, Natasha, I was brought back to this moment where, has this ever happened to you? You're about to bring someone on stage and you forget their name?
Absolutely.
I did not forget your name, Sabrina.
No, I knew you didn't, but the way you were leading up, because the longer you stretch when you're like,
and colleges
exactly,
all over North America.
We tried so hard to get Mo for so long, and then today you're like, bitch, where is this podcast happening? And I'm like, oh yeah, we didn't say. Once we got you, we really were like, she'll show up.
I feel so wanted. It feels like one of those lesbian dramas and set in the 1800s where you were pining over me.
We still pine over you. We can't wait to crack you open and find out, let's start off the way we usually start off, which is
Wait, I have a question first.
Absolutely not.
What did all these lesbians do in the 1800s?
They were probably
just
fucking
pined.
so much in secret because the men were off at war and they were like, all right, go on. I packed you 5 lunches. Don't come back
They
early.
had like a lot of free time.
Yeah, they're like, volunteer to go to the front lines, Johnny. Don't be a pussy. Go to where it's dangerous. That's me. That's me as an 1800s.
I love this.
The braver
Get up there in the
man.
front, honey.
Yeah, go on. No, you're still in the second row there. There are all the butch women were like, just wearing their gowns on the side of the fight, being like, go to the front. I imagine actually. Let's create that show.
Yeah.
It's another period, but it's lesbian.
Meets
Meets lesbian.
Meets 2 periods.
Meets 2 periods. Another period meets 2 periods.
Okay, well now you can. Sorry.
No,
Guys, don't fight in front of me.
She just always does this.
This is what the lesbian show looks like.
This is
always do this.
You always fucking do this. When the men are at the front lines, you just like cut me off, and I'm about to get to my good story. What era of parenting are you in, Mo? How old is your child?
She is 6. She's in kindergarten.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I have 1 kid.
How did
I
it
think
feel?
that's the cutest age.
It is so cute.
Sending your kid off to kindergarten is like they're off to the penitentiary, isn't it?
And
Isn't that the
parents
vibe?
are kind of crying too.
And the parents are
It
at
is.
the wall being like, just go, stay in the back. Don't go to the front lines. Don't fuck with the bitches. Just let them say what they say.
It really is so nerve-wracking. It's not at that point where you're hearing about other kids, but it's coming, and I'm scared for it.
Oh, you don't hear about there's no drama yet.
There's no drama. There is absolutely no drama. A lot of my kid is very much like, I'm like, who do you play with? And she's just like, I just like playing by myself.
She says that?
Yeah. She
Cool,
goes,
independent.
she's like, I have a lot of fun just playing by myself. And
That's
I was like,
important.
Love it. Yeah.
That is really important because
like,
I
"Get friends
remember
later." Yeah.
eras in my life where I was just spinning around and laying on the floor. And that's why when I get offered Nicorette before the podcast, I don't even smoke I'm like, oh, yeah, that's spinning around and laying on the floor.
My daughter was very socially sophisticated. Like, I remember in kindergarten, she was like she had this friend and she's like, I don't really like her, but she's the most popular girl. So everyone wants to be her friend. So I decided to be friends with her.
That's smart.
She's political.
Yeah, it was it was interesting. And she just said it like it was normal. Hopefully she didn't hear something like that in the house.
I feel like, I don't know about you guys, but I
was
feel
survival.
From having two boys, like growing up, I was very much like really threw the baby out with the bathwater with gender sort of generalizations. And now having two sons, I'm like, men are from Mars, women are from Venus.
Yeah.
And men have penis, girls have vagina. And if you have vagina, you act like this. And if you... I just think that like girls, you guys probably have a lot of common... Like when you talk about your kids' understanding of the social hierarchy... One time, I was driving Wolfie to school last year. This is first grade. So a little bit older, not to brag, but he's older than your daughter. And I was like trying to do like a good parenting moment. And I was like, you know what, Wolfie, when you get to school today, why don't you play with a friend out there that doesn't have any friends? And he was like, Baba, everyone at my school has friends, which I think is a very masculine read of what's going on. Cause there's some girl spinning alone, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's this bench at my daughter's school where I think it's so adorable. If you want to play with a kid, but you don't want to tell them, you sit on that bench so that other kids know that you want to.
I'll tell you what that
be
is.
included.
The loser bench.
That's some private school shit.
Is it
right.
private school?
Yeah, you're right.
We were just about to talk about this. Private school. Do you think your kid is going to be hoity-toity?
I feel like she already is. Like we travel a lot, obviously, and like she knows, and I just feel like your daughter might be the same, like where she knows the stars of the hotel, like she can tell when she's not in a good hotel. And I'm not willing, like I feel like I've worked so hard in hotel points and travel points and in comedy to get to a certain level of hotel, and I'm not willing to give that up. And so now she's in that lifestyle.
No, my daughter's the same way. When we were in Japan, I told her we're staying in this room. Apparently the emperor stayed there when they went to this hot spring. And she got into the room and she was like, the emperor stayed here? I'm just like, yeah.
She's like looking at her nails. The emperor has no clothes.
It was a long time ago. They could update.
She keeps asking. She's like, Mom, can we go back to that hotel? Remember it was like when we went to France, it was like that really cool hotel. That's where I want to go. And she was like, I was like, you mean Versailles? And we stayed at this, like, for one night, we stayed at this, like, the financial dude at Versailles had like these like lodgings that you could stay in. And so we stayed for one night, and she's just like trying to get back to Versailles.
Yes. I love that. We can't give it up. Like I can't just be
that
like to
doesn't
teach
age
her a
well.
lesson.
There's no way that ages well, Mo.
Yeah, I know.
I'm pitching to you
I'm in
guys,
trouble.
mix in a little bit of financial scarcity. Even if it's not real, just make sure they know they're broke on their own.
Oh, she doesn't get toys. Like, I mean, she
doesn't get toys.
She doesn't like toys. It's like she just likes to draw.
She's like, how many stars is this train
She's
set?
like you.
Yeah, she just likes to draw. That's all she likes to do.
That is so
You don't have to
cute.
buy her. I don't know. It's very weird. She doesn't like toys.
Okay, let me ask you this. You go to a restaurant. Is she going to be on a tablet?
Not really.
Answer for her, Sabrina. Sabrina is obsessed with the kids being on the tablet and the
kids
adults
on the tablet at the restaurant.
I do. I agree with that, obviously, because it's like the people around you are actually doing them a service.
Yes, you put the tablet in front of the kid. Everyone at the restaurant claps.
Yeah. Yes. It's made travel so much easier.
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't do it when you're traveling and don't do it on the plane. I'm just saying like dinner to me, I think because I never had family dinners as
Yes.
a child. And
No,
so
I
for
love a
me,
family dinner.
that was one of my aspirations for having a family.
Yeah, but at your house where it's comfortable and you're sitting down and you can kind of like deal with the ups and downs of trying to get a kid to sit down and eat. But at a restaurant, just give yourself a break.
Yeah.
Put those kids. I used to judge it, and I'm trying to destigmatize it, and also trying to go out to dinner with Natasha and her kid, and just get that kid on a tablet. Because then my kid's got to be, then I've got to be. But what are you? Your kid is in kindergarten. What is sort of like the thing that you guys are up against right now in terms of parenting?
Well, Sam, my wife, she lives in Canada right now, and so she's lived there she's living there for like I think 6 months. Whoa. And so it's a lot of like,
whoa, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then
you're solo.
I've been soloing. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know. I kept calling it single parenting, and
your
Sam's like, you're not single.
Your nanny's like, actually.
Yeah. I'm here too.
Yeah, because you're working as well. Well, that's tough.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what we're dealing with parenting. I think it's like different. Obviously, I mean, it's like not new, but it's like different parenting styles. Of course, I'm like, we're just like we parent differently. So
well, that's good that she's in Canada. Then you can really get a
exactly.
strong
Well, like how much do
it
you
has
let
been
her?
really helpful.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry, it just has. It's been really helpful because there's only one of her, and so like she can take advantage of one of us if we're both together.
Yeah.
And then if it's just solo, then I'm like, okay, now it's my parenting style, which is the right style.
Which is what?
And yeah, which is what she should be raised
No, but what
with.
is the style?
It's well, I think I'm not a disciplinary, but I have boundaries. I have rules.
Yeah.
And
well, Sam grew up in LA, and you grew up.
I grew up in a trash can.
In a trash can. Yeah, I was gonna say.
No, I grew up in Normal, Illinois.
Oh my God, I went to college there.
Yeah.
Have I ever told you that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's our thing we have in common.
Okay. I already
The
forgot
only
it.
thing. Yeah.
Normal, Illinois.
Yeah.
So you grew up with completely different
Dude, that is
childhoods.
farm community.
Yeah, it is. It's
Do you
farm.
know, I wonder if you know my friend. I'll ask you later.
It's 45. Grew up like 45 minutes outside of Normal.
So did
So
you
it
grow up
really
on a
was like
farm?
a corn. We didn't have. We were just like this. Like we had like a house that was like terrible. That like if people drive by it, they'd be like, oh, at least we don't live there. Like that sort of house. And then you have like more cars than people that can drive, that sort of feel. It's very like.
And Sam famously is the daughter of the first showrunner that hired me to staff on her show.
Famously.
I love that.
Suzanne
Famously.
Wait,
Famously.
I have a question. What is something that your wife does, if you can say it, in the parenting realm that you don't agree with?
She has no sense of safety. And
So she's like the man.
Yeah. But it's very weird. It's so weird because then like in the school situations, like when we go out for like an event with schools, I'm put in the husband group because I think it's because I'm taller. I think that's the only reason.
And you're like, I don't belong
really
here.
do. And I don't belong because I don't know anything about real estate. And that's all they talk about.
I belong
Private
there.
school.
Yeah.
The men in public school, the fathers aren't talking about real estate.
So do you just
Yeah, that's my problem. Maybe I would get along with the public school dads.
No, the public school dads are talking about real estate too. It's just not as good a portfolio. It's LA. This is the thing about public and private in LA, where I'm like, no matter what, your kid is going to be in school with a bunch of daughters and sons of people in the business.
Right.
To live in LA, you kind of have to be upper middle class.
Yeah,
Ish.
and Sam grew up in LA and she went through the private school, system, and then
And because of that, she's like sheltered from knowing about the safety.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a testament to how well she was raised and how safe she felt as a child that she doesn't think about those things first.
We are no longer in a gated community.
Yeah, I'm like, this is like, and I can only, it's weird. It's like it doesn't feel really like my personality that I'm such a helicopter mom, but I am. And
But that happens
Natasha likes
to
that.
Yeah.
I can't. I hate it, and I'm
I
really
know.
working on it. But
it's really hard.
like
I
an
can't let go.
instinct.
Yeah.
there should be like a support group
Yeah.
for like helicopter moms who know that it's a bad choice, but
Yeah.
they just can't help it.
We don't want to hover.
I know. It's really hard.
It's bad.
But also, I feel like for me, private school for my kid was a choice because I had such bad experiences in public school. I was told I wasn't a writer, point blank. I wasn't an artist, by the art teacher.
Point blank, meaning there was a gun to your head.
Well, it's public school.
I mean, literally told that, not like, and it just felt like I was beat up in the hallways.
What?
I mean, it was just like a nightmare.
Okay.
And Catholic school was worse.
Yeah.
The nuns would grab my face. They would like, I think they slapped me across the face at some point.
A little bit hot.
It was.
We're back to the 1800s.
Keep going.
Okay, right.
What's her name?
name?
So my husband had the same kind of experiences, different but bad. And so I think you're always like, how can I protect them in any way from just giving them a little bit of a leg up. But then again, it's like I'm successful because I had to get scrappy and figure it out on my own. So it is that balance.
So you want to send them to a private school, but then hire a nun to kind of shake them up on the way home?
Yeah, just on the weekends.
Yeah. I do think I want our kids, even though they they have lounge access, to know what the world is like. And I feel like there is a tendency, I think, to forget, because we're trying to give our kids these incredible lives, that they also are going to have to manifest that themselves. I don't know. Whatever.
What era of parenting are you at, Sabrina?
Thinking about nuns. What era of parenting I'm at? I've realized I'm the opposite of that style of hovering, but that whole trope of the second kid being forgotten. I'm in the era of remembering that you do need some eyes on the second kid. You're
in the era of remembering to not neglect your youngest child.
This is what happened. Wolfie got a helmet for Christmas, and we were fitting the helmet to his head, and he was like, "It's fine, Baba. It's fine, Mama. Leave me alone." We're two parents just doting over this first child and making sure this. And I was literally saying to him, I'm like, you need it to be really tight, because even if it's a little loose, you could get hurt. And as I say this, we hear crash, boom, bash. And out front, our child has fallen down a whole set of stairs because he took the little one, the 1-year-old, took a bicycle to the top of the stairs, and I watched on the security footage. There was a full 5 minutes where he's at the top of the stairs, kind of looking back, being well, certainly someone would tell me if this was bad.
Oh my
and then
God.
he took the bike down the stairs, and so
you're both fawning over the
first one, and the other one is
hilarious.
A gashed lip open, with a bike on top of him at the bottom of the stairs. And we're like, well, one of us has to be on that one. One of us has to know. But I do think that he is becoming quite resilient. The lip healed fast. It was kind of it was healing over the course of the vacation, and it was kind of looking like a cold sore. It was just a reminder.
Gentle reminder.
We kept on looking at his herpes, being we gotta watch him.
We gotta start watching this one.
Yeah, that's my era. My era is definitely watch the second one. But actually, I'm watching him from afar, and because he just has less sort of bumpers in the bowling alley of his life, he's quite agile.
Were you a second child?
I was a second child.
So was I.
Yeah. Yeah.
Firstborn baby.
Oh, there we go.
Firstborn baby. And then we do a supercut of moments on this podcast where you talk about the darkness of your childhood. Firstborn baby. Just
nuns.
Slapped by nuns.
I mean, the nuns were not hot, Sabrina. I don't know what you're thinking. You're thinking of
But did you
Sound
see
of
them?
I'm thinking, you know what I'm thinking of? Jennifer Love Hewitt in that movie with the nuns.
Yeah, no.
Nun.
Okay, my era of parenting, something that I am working on, and I am at least catching myself do it now because I know it's bad, which is she has an emotional meltdown, I match her energy, and I have one too. And I'm reading this book by Kim John Payne called The Soul of Discipline. I really love it. I've talked about it on here before. But anyway, the point is, in the book, it's once you match their energy,
yes.
and then I was talking to my therapist about it, and she's like, I had a colicky baby, and the colicky, the advice from the midwife is you have to be I am still mountain. even though the baby's colicky. And when she put it in that framing, I was like, well, of course, if you're a colicky mom with a colicky baby, obviously that's going to be, but why should you do any different with a 7-year-old? She didn't like any of her pants all of a sudden. And in the morning, we got to leave to pick up because the girl that we carpool with has to be on time or she gets nervous or whatever. So I'm like, okay, because I would just be late to school. But once you add like another family into the mix, like the pressure's up. So I've got to go pick up the kids, and she doesn't like her pants. And I'm like, well, I wanted to go on a hike, and now I can't go on my hike. And we're both crying. And then my husband's still sleeping.
And then my pants fucking suck too, to be honest.
And then she's like, you're not going to be able to go on your hike now. And I'm like, no. And then it's just
your pants do suck.
But I at least was able to catch it. And I did do it again today. But like, I'm like at least trying to catch it and try to be this still mountain when everything is crumbling apart. And then also for me, what really helps is like practical things. Like now I'm like, you need to pick out your outfit. And we did it all last week. Pick out your outfit at night. You know, like before you go to bed, what's your outfit? Okay, we already know that outfit's good. And then also, what was the other thing my husband did this and it was a good idea. He's like, because I like let her luxuriate in her silk pajamas as I, act like the lady at the diner, giving her like 5 different things for breakfast.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden there's 10 minutes left to go get dressed.
So funny.
And he's like, I always have her get dressed first. And I was like, well, I don't really do it that way. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
And I have to admit he was right. Because it's like, she's not really, there's no pressure. She just wakes up and puts on the outfit that she did. So it's like, just trying to eliminate the issues as much as I can. So
yeah, I think giving them the jobs and being like, you did a good job at the job, even though it's like obviously you have your friend, you have your kid help you cook, and it's like it's obviously not help, but you're like getting them involved. Like for us, it's like getting Wolfie to be in charge of his water bottle. And this is like, a whole year-long project because we're trying to do it, but it's faster for us to do it. But once he clicks in and is doing it and has pride in it, it's a little bit now we're starting to see the reward of like, oh, he got his water bottle ready. And I'm bragging about him 2 times having his water bottle ready, but it is helpful.
But does he care about his water bottle? Because I tried to do that with my kid, and she's like, I don't need my water bottle. I'll just leave it at school.
Tell her she can put some ice in it. Now that's a payoff.
Luxury.
That's luxury.
Yeah.
Her dream for on her birthday, she told me, she's not excited about water or ice water, is to take her water pick and put juice in it.
Her water
pick is you put water in it to clean out your teeth.
Just to get full cavities.
She wants to put juice and like drink it while
get that, especially if you put ice in it.
I'm
cold
impressed
juice
she's doing the
just
water
flowing
pick.
through your
Well,
teeth.
what do you do to get
That's
she's got
impressive.
2 cavities. So I'm like, she's flossing is hard to have the kids
Yeah, it's
floss.
hard.
So
Yeah.
I'm like, the water pick while she's in the bath, I hand it to her and I'm like, that's better
great.
than nothing.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm learning some things.
I'm learning some things.
podcast.
The water pick in the bath is a hot tip. I have a hot tip
you get
for
it all done,
Yeah.
and it's fun, and it sprays everywhere, which is probably why water picks for kids are not that big of a thing.
Then I can put the little one in the bath after he could eat the little pieces of meat.
You won't know. It'll just be in there.
Yeah, a little tapas bath.
Ew.
Okay, please don't judge when I have another hot tip for you for the energy thing. I feel like I've started to, and you do this in sports too, singing a little. Your kid is having a moment. You just do a little, humming a little, because I'm happy along if you feel like happiness is. You get a little, you sing, and then it gets you
While
out of
they're
their
crying?
energy. Sure, why not?
And it's distracting them.
Yeah,
Does
well,
that
while they're having a meltdown, you start singing a song that you like. You're doing a different vibe.
Okay,
Would you wanna
well,
be
or
having
you
this
could do what
meltdown?
Kim John Payne says, which is to say that you understand that they're feeling that way.
I want to say
and
you keep
hate
on making
that
it
too.
seem like this is an Asian person, and the name is Kim John Payne, which really the name is
Yeah,
a girl
okay,
name,
I
a
was-
boy name, and then a feeling.
Okay, well,
I'm gonna
anyway,
need a picture.
Yeah, I mean, you could also sing to them, but I'm
No, sing to
trying
yourself.
do the
Sing
thing.
to yourself to get like it's
Oh,
like you
to
play
help you.
sports, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever do that when you're playing a sport? You start like to like calm yourself down when you're like in the flow state of the sport. You're like Mom's a spitty. Mom's
I
a
love
spitty.
that this is what you do.
Yeah, I'm not thinking of any good songs.
No,
obviously.
I love it.
This
is why you're a champion.
Happy by
You're
Pharrell.
like, where have all the flowers gone? Like you're singing like really sad
I do
folk
that.
songs.
No, but when Rowan is panicking in the car seat is what I'm thinking, because that is a moment where like we are trying to get to that fucking school bell, and we are. If you are in public school, I will say the downside is you will get robocalls all day long if your kid is late, and the robocalls are like, tardiness is attributed to drug addiction. It basically is what they're saying. Is like, you have now made your child a failure.
Right. And you've already said there's a doctor's appointment, blah, blah, blah. And they still have you're just in that automated call system.
Yeah. Do you want to know a little secret? This morning, we were just feeling a little sleepy because one of the cast members from Heated Rivalry did come over to our house last night, and we drank some wine.
What?
Yeah, it did happen. And it might have been the hottest one.
So lesbian
we have our
women
cute gay
and
friends staying over, and they were just texted him, and then all of a sudden it's like 10 p.m. and Shauna's like putting on a whole outfit. I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, Heated Rivalry's coming. So anyway, last night was Heated Rivalry and buckets of wine. And so we woke up this morning and we're like, we're not rushing to the school bell. The other thing that happened is our youngest one had diarrhea at daycare, not to brag, but huge loads of diarrhea to the point where they're like, get this fucking stinky baby with a cold sore out of here. And we had to pick him up. And that's going to be my timeout later, is that they said he can't come back the next day because he had diarrhea one day.
What?
That doesn't
Come on, that's
don't
not
they
the real
always have
world.
diarrhea?
Maybe he ate Szechuan.
Yeah. Don't throw
They're
my...
trying new foods. They're babies.
Yeah, let him have diarrhea and see if he has diarrhea the next day. Now, does he have diarrhea again today? For sure. Would it have been a big problem, a stinky mess? Yeah, but let me just run like a couple hours of what I'm paying for before you tell me again, pick him up, he's got diarrhea.
I would hate to change another kid's diarrhea diaper. I know it's their job,
Of
but like
course,
imagine
no,
how much it
that's a
sucks.
bridge too far.
It did. Like even when I was a nanny, it was like your own kid's poop smells fine when they're babies. I'm just like, whatever.
No,
it just didn't,
let me
like,
remind you, you're far away. It smells like absolute shit.
But it's got a different feel. Like I'm taking care of my baby. But when I
Yes,
was a
this is
nanny,
my
I was just like,
diarrhea.
this baby is fucking disgusting. Like this is so gross. And it's like up your arm.
Moshe our daughter had a play date, and the girl started yelling for him to come help her wipe her butt.
And he's like, this is a trap.
He said he still has nightmares about it. He was like, that was
he had
one
to
of the
wipe a
he had to-
loose other child's butt.
That is terrifying.
But I will say I was the oldest child, not so glamorous. It was a lot of that.
A lot of wiping shit.
Tasha, come and wipe my bottom. That was a refrain in our house.
And that was your mom.
No, that was So I was used to it, but I wouldn't want to wipe some other kid's butt. Let me tell you.
No. Yeah. So
All right.
diarrhea era for me as well. Put me down for that. Should we watch the meme of the week?
Let's do it.
Let's get into this meme of the week.
There is one main skill and piece of knowledge that every parent needs to save your child's life at home, and that is how to manage choking. As a parent of my 7 children,
Okay, he's at 7, so he is
in
crazy.
my whole career as parenting, only had to use this once, but I saved the life of one of my children, my 5th child, at home, and without
Doesn't even
knowing
know his
this,
name.
it would have been over. And choking is so important to know, to be able to act in the moment, because by the time you call 911 and get help, the damage is done and it could be permanent. First thing to know, and most of the time in my experience, this is a toddler-age child who is either walking around
teddy
with
bear?
food or puts something in their mouth unexpectedly and chokes. So first, do not blindly stick your finger in your baby's mouth to try and pull whatever is there out. Why? Your child's airway is shaped like a funnel and not a cylinder. And if you push it in further blindly, it will become lodged and become impossible to remove. And once again, possibly end your child's life. So do not blindly stick your finger in your child's mouth unless you can see what you're getting. 2, if your child is choking and they're coughing and making sounds, you let them do that. If that stops, their ability to make sound stops, and they're not able to cough, you immediately go to back blows between the shoulder blades, and you hit them hard as if you're abusing them, that hard. If that
smiling, by the way,
dislodges
when
the
he says
problem,
as if
that solves
you're
it, great.
abusing.
If that does not, then you go to thrusts. You do thrusts in the belly at the bottom of the breastbone, at the end of the breastbone, about 2 fingers down, and don't spend a lot of time being ultra precise, but you put your fist there and you push in and up as hard as you can, as if you're trying to hurt your child. That is what dislodged the pizza crust from my own child's airway and saved her life.
All right, this is good. We're good on
I
this
went
guy.
to these.
Thank you.
It's called RIE. These RIE classes.
RIE?
It's like resource education for infants, and it's all, you in a room with like all these other kids who are the exact same age within a month of your kid. But that was one of their big rules: is no walking and eating. And so I kind of would do that at the playground, and I did find it to be really helpful.
I'm trying to, because obviously this is a fucking nightmare. Has your kid ever choked?
No, but I have. I choked on a grape, I think, which is the number one food.
Grape
when you were little.
I was in 3rd grade, yeah.
You were in 3rd grade and you choked on a grape. Oh my
I know.
God.
Well, but I threw it up like popcorn and then it got lodged in my throat.
This is also, by the way, this is like, if your kid is throwing up grapes, if your daughter's throwing up grapes and eating them like that, your daughter's gay.
Yeah.
That's for sure. You're gay. Give her a rainbow bracelet and send her on her way.
You're gay and an idiot.
Wait, did someone come to your rescue?
My mom did.
She knew how to do that?
She did it. And it, I think the first time it came out, but it kind of rolled under the couch and she just kept doing it.
And you're
my
like, it's
sister
out.
is laughing so hard as my mom.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Did you feel, do you remember the feeling?
I remember just being like, you panic immediately. Of
course.
Yeah. And one
Game
time I
over.
was nannying and I did stick my finger in the kid's throat, but it was like, they choke on pasta sometimes, babies. So you just
pull it out.
Yeah.
But that's true. Don't stick
but
your
it's
finger
so
in there.
scary.
It's so scary. It's
I
obviously
took a
happens.
class and I forgot it all.
Well, it's
I
also
needed this refresher.
I need the refresher too. I think we should all watch this like twice a year just
But
to
I wanna
remember this is what you got to do.
where the area is.
Do you
When
want
he
to
says
practice on me?
it's here.
Practice on me.
Yeah.
When he says breastbone, he means like right.
That's what I was
That's
thinking.
your
And then you
breastbone.
go
So
up.
right here and then up. Oh! Wait, do you know what my daughter did recently? 7 years old, we're eating popcorn. All of a sudden, she's like, I just put a popcorn seed in my ear and it's gone.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
And I was like, what?
Oh my God.
And it was and then she starts panicking and I was like, it's okay. And then like put her head to the side and I just started like shaking her head.
Yes.
And it did actually come out.
Amazing.
Yes, but like, and then I was just like, because it was like, you know, one of the seeds, like when there's the seeds at the bottom. And I think I handled it well.
Yeah, you got it out.
Well, but I was also, I called the emergency room. Because we were traveling. So I was like trying to figure out what to do as I like intermittently shook her head.
If it stays in there,
calm.
you're supposed to put them in the sauna till it pops. I'm kidding. But I actually know someone who on their honeymoon, they were in like Tulum or something and a bug crawled into her ear. And they did all sorts of bad things and popped her eardrum. But what you're supposed to do if a bug goes in your ear, you pour oil in your ear because it kills it. Because it was like scratching around. It drowns the bug at least.
I just want to stay at home.
Okay, but let me tell you about, because these same friends of ours, Augie and Jeffrey, who are staying in the back house and brought us the heated rivalry heat last night.
That's so nice.
We were all in Palm Springs together, and Wolfie was like 2 and in a pack and play, and I didn't notice, but Augie was feeding him grapes. And all of a sudden, he's choking on a grape. And Shauna really jumped into action and just like grabbed him and then kind of like, she like Heimlicked his breastbone, but like with her shoulder, she like just kind of like slammed him on the shoulder and it shot
How did she know to do that?
Just instinct, I think. But it's like, just get that back blow it and just get that breastbone.
Whoa. That's impressive. It's like
another time
move.
he choked on ice, which that's like just that's just fun. Yeah. Because that's gonna melt. But I just turned it. That was also
That's not what I would
once
call
you've been
it.
through grapes, your kid's choking on ice, you're like, LOL. I just grabbed him and I grabbed his ankles and shook him upside down and it popped out.
I just packed grapes in my daughter's lunch and now I'm never going to do that again.
Yeah, no, you got to cut them in half.
Yeah.
Still?
Yeah, forever.
know.
Don't look. Mo was 17 years old.
Yeah.
Flexing.
Can't believe I made it. Yeah, I could. These grapes are big. You got to get the grape
Grapes,
cutter.
hot dogs are bad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So harrowing.
Did you when did you come out?
I was 25.
25.
Yeah.
Late in life.
Yeah, 25. Yeah.
And then before you were out, were you like, I'm having kids? You were always destined to be a parent? Or like, what was the shape of that journey of being like,
I think for a long time, I was like, I'm always having like 4 kids. I'm like,
really?
Yeah, I always wanted a big family. I've come from, there's 5 of us. And I've always just thought that's what you do. And I was like, I thought I'd have like a bunch of athletes. So it's like, I would have regretted just having one if that one becomes like an Olympic athlete. And then I didn't get to also train the other ones.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Wow, this is quite...
Yeah.
Is your daughter athletic?
No, I was her basketball coach. So I signed up to be her basketball coach with Erin Lennox.
Yes.
And Erin, amazing head coach. I'm the assistant coach.
Erin is loosely teaching, even coaching kids that are not her kids.
Yeah, very, and also very good at being a coach. And I realized, my whole life, I thought I was going to be a good coach to my kid. And we get there, it's so early in the morning. It's like 8 a.m. And I hate this. I'm already like, I have to get up early on a Saturday. But I'm being cool about it. Cleo refused to put on a jersey. And she's wearing an Elphaba costume with the hat, and was like, and then refused to go in. So I have these photos of her. She's just on the bench drawing with her witch costume on. And then I was just like, after 2 games, I was like, I quit. I was like, I can't.
She's not having it.
No, because the fantasy of being your kid's coach, it doesn't include, what you forget in the fantasy is that these kids suck.
Or that they have their own agenda.
They're not good at first. You really have to build.
But her daughter is not even, that's not her interest, right? She wants to be
not at all. She has no interest.
Sports when I was little. Ugh. I mean, I was never put in them because it was the 80s and they didn't do that with girls. But maybe some girls, but I hated watching my brothers.
If you throw a grape up, then you get to do basketball.
Yeah, I would have done that. Wait, so then are you good with one child now?
I still struggle with it. Like, I think I was okay for a while because she was a COVID baby. And so I thought, like, it was really hard, obviously, to have a baby during that time. And it was,
very isolating too.
So, yeah.
A time when you kind of need support.
Yes. And then we felt like, okay, well, now we can travel. So maybe we won't have another kid because we can like live our lives again.
Well, don't underestimate how great it is to have a 75-year age gap like we do.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen because, like, I mean, it's a joke of mine that I do on stage, but it is true that, like,
I want to hear it.
The plan was that I was going to have the first kid and then Sam was going to have the second. But what happened is I had the first kid and she saw that. And that is true. Like, she was like, she used to have interest in having a baby and now she has absolutely no interest. And I also don't want to birth another baby. And so I was like, well, maybe it is just one.
And why don't you want to birth another baby? I don't either, but I'm wondering.
I think I'm just like, it felt very awkward for me. Like, I never even have a photo of me like with my 2 hands like this, or like in photos when you be like this so that everyone knows you're pregnant, like do that thing. Yeah. And I was always just like, I just don't, like, I'm very nurturing, but I just didn't have, I was like, it felt like there was an alien inside of me.
That's how I felt. I just wanted it out.
Yeah. And I thought I was going to love it. And I did.
You kept waiting to love it.
Yeah. I loved, like,
people do
she was
love it.
safe and I liked that, but I was like, this is fucking weird. And like, and I never got used to walking with it. Yeah.
Being pregnant.
I had to wear, yeah. And so I didn't have to, but I did wear a lot of dresses because it was just more comfortable. And, no, it felt awkward.
Did you have a natural birth?
I did. Yeah.
Damn.
I pushed.
Holy shit. How did it go?
I got some stitches. Yeah. My pregnancy went really well. The birth went really well.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. So then what are you complaining about? Get pregnant again.
I know. I feel like I could, like, my family genetics are like, you can have a baby at any time. Like, we have like teen moms to, like, I honestly feel like we could have a baby. Like,
I'm also hearing 2 people in the biz, 2 incomes. I'm thinking about a surrogate. I'm thinking about go back to Normal, Illinois, and be like,
anybody
who's in that trashy house.
Your wife's in another country. You're solo parenting. You're hilarious. You've got a great career ahead of you. Why have another kid?
Yeah, I mean, the real thing is I am, because we have to plan so much, which is like, it can be a little bit of a curse because you can't just be like, well, why not? Let's just like, if it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
But I am completely on the fence because like, it really feels like one day I want it because I love babies. And then the next day I'm just like, why would I do that? And Sam feels
fully.
I'm so happy. She goes, this is my dream life and I need nothing more. And I was like, I don't know what it's like to not want anything more. I was like, I always want more. Yeah. So, we're dealing like.
We were in the same position, like trying to make the second baby. It was really tense between Shauna and I because Shauna is 25 years my senior.
Yes, of course, as everyone knows.
She's 6 years older than me. Yeah. But that 6 years really mattered when it came time to like, we thought we were going to have this 3-year age gap. And then it was just like up and down fertility mountain for forever. And at a certain point, she was like, I'm done. And I was like, well, guess what? I'm never going to be done. And it was hard. It's hard. So it is almost like your quickest path to salvation is to be like, my wife doesn't want anymore. I don't want to be pregnant again.
Right.
Maybe I'm cool with just one. Mm-hmm. But if you want to really fuck shit up, I'll tell you how.
I just feel like I am always running out of time. I feel like I never have time. And I'm like, and the schedule with the child, I'm like, how does someone do that with 2 children?
It is like people don't really talk about how 2 is like, because everyone's really horny to, I'm definitely guilty of this. I'm always horny to make everybody do exactly what I did. That's like part of my personality is like, live in Highland Park, be gay, have 2 kids, 6 years apart. I just like get excited about the decisions I've made. And so I want other people to make those decisions. Nice. And people do that with kids because you're like, when you talk about having another kid, I'm like, now I have this little baby that I think about where it's like, but you could have a little Rowan. You could have a little kid falling down the stairs. But what people don't say is that like 2 is really fucking a lot. It's absolutely 2.
Yeah.
People talk about multiple kids sometimes where it's like, oh, well, you got 1, you got 2, you got a whole thing. So you make dinner for 1, you're going to make dinner for 2. It's like, no, it's like 2 fully needing children. And it is like the montage of you being in Versailles with the 1 kid it's pretty, you're like close to just chilling.
Yeah. Do you feel like it splits you 2 up as far as like you get this kid, I get this kid, or is
I haven't spoken to her in 3 years. No, for sure. And it does, but like kind of sometimes in a beautiful way. But what I immediately noticed was like, no matter how much effort you're putting in as a parent, you're still looking at each other, especially in like the beginning days of the baby days, you're still looking at each other like, I've been doing everything. And it's like both people can feel like they're doing everything and no person has that time off.
Right.
But of course the reward is, if both of you were into it, I'd be like pushing the gas. I really do want, if anyone's listening and thinks I'd be a great surrogate for Mo, maybe that changes everything.
That could change a lot. Well, I was just, okay. So when Cleo was a baby and we were in it and Sam goes back to work like a few weeks after she's born and she's like full time and has long nights and all of that. Mm-hmm. And I was definitely feeling like resentful because I was also like postpartum and dealing with my shit and my body. COVID. Yeah. And then COVID. And I remember like Cleo was a terrible sleeper. And so we were always zombies. And I was like, I told her that if we had another kid, we'd probably get divorced. And Sam never forgot that. And so she's like,
but you were full of hormones.
And I was like, but it was a different time. But I'm just like, it is so much and you forget. Like, I'm sure we'd go right back and we'd be like watching little baby bum at like 3 a.m. And we're just like, why did we do this?
Yeah. Well, I think either way you're winning. And I do think that when you have both of you full throttle career, it is sort of like that is a whole other baby.
Yeah.
She's in Canada right now.
Yeah.
But it would be really fucked up and cool. While she's in Canada, you're like, I've been doing a little project over here. She comes back and there's this lady.
Pregnant?
No, there's a lady pregnant in your house. And you're like, look what I did.
How does she feed her with the egg?
Feed her with the egg?
Or how does she get the sperm?
This is how Natasha thinks lesbians have babies. You make 2 eggs over easy. You get the femme to slurp them up. How does she feed her with the egg?
She's gonna feed her.
Slurp up these eggs.
I will feed her my egg, I guess, in this scenario.
Yeah.
And you get sperm anywhere on any seat in
sperm's
LA.
a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
Well, and then the path to making your baby, you share that path, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Tell me your gay path.
Yeah, my gay path is that we looked at a bunch of sites, cryobank stuff, and I was like,
cryobank sounds like you're like the people that stole from the Louvre.
It is. It also sounds like, for some reason, it feels like I pay in crypto.
Yes, exactly. I have a Bitcoin baby.
It's yeah. So we were looking up all that. I thought that's the way we're gonna go, and I was like very weird about it and being like, okay, well, he has to be over 6'4" because like any point guard in the NBA or the WNBA.
I was like these Olympian designs on your children.
Yes, and I deserve not to have that dream come true. And then we were like, well, what if we went with somebody that we know? So Sam asked her best friend, who is a very good looking actor.
Beautiful.
From college, she asked him, and he's a really good friend of ours. He's our best friend, and
he's one of my best friends.
He's one of your best friends,
really?
Famously.
No, I'm just exaggerating. Yeah. I'm getting competitive. I'm like,
yeah.
I know him, and
yeah,
Wait,
I know.
But this seems potentially like it could be messy.
Yeah, and so
but
what I
obviously
love
isn't.
about him and how I knew it was right was he went to his therapist and maybe for 6 months.
Wow.
Like really talked it over and went through it, and I was like, he really thought it through, and then he came back. This is actually so sweet. So when she asked him, he was going through a big breakup, and it was like, they've been together for a long time. And he said, I can't believe that you're asking me to bring, that you want more of me, because I feel like, because somebody had just kind of said that they don't want, they don't want more of him. And so it was like very sweet that he felt like honored.
And how often
this is a hot tip though for lesbians looking for donors. Look for a guy that just went through a breakup.
Yes, that is
a hot tip. You're right.
How often does he see
sex.
her, and do they have a connection?
Yeah, he sees her all the time, and they come over. Him and his boyfriend come over all the time, and we go over to their house, and they have a really great relationship. It's
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's adorable, but they don't.
I'm sure it fills something in him too.
Yeah, I think it's like he doesn't want to have kids, so it's like if I didn't want to have kids, but I would want to know what they would look like selfishly. I'd be like, I want to know what that kid looks like, and so he gets to see that.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
She's very talented. She already has she's just very good at music and art, and he's music. They met at musical theater school, Sam and.
Oh, I got confused. I thought you were talking about your daughter.
Yeah,
no,
sorry.
but your daughter's talented, and you're saying
she is. Yeah, so, but I told that story wrong.
No, but I thought that, and I was like, Mo's lost her damn mind. Your child can't meet the donor in school. My
daughter's in college. She goes to NYU. No, they met at musical theater school, my wife and the donor. And so she has those, and some of it could be environmental from Sam, but she has such a skill in music, and it does not, my family is they're so terrible at music. There's no way it comes from my side.
So
yeah.
cool.
It's really sweet. I mean, going the known donor route. So we also, obviously we have known donor. We know this about each other, but as a reminder, I asked my surf instructor in Mexico after 1 hour. It was kind of the opposite. I was in the water on my second 1 hour lesson being like, can I have the whole package? And he was just like, yeah. He just said yeah. It's I think it's either or. It's someone decided, saying yes right away is amazing. Mm-hmm. And saying, let me think about it is also amazing.
Yeah.
There's such power. I was remembering when I asked my father-in-law if I could marry Shauna, he said, let me think about it.
You asked?
I did.
Oh my
And he said, let me think about it. And at first I was like, the fuck is there to think about, motherfucker? Because your ego. And I'm also I'm going to fucking marry you no matter what. But then the fact that he thought about it and called, because he was going through, it was basically just his own internalized homophobia where he's odds are maybe I say no, she meets another guy and we go normal. But
as if he was just gonna be like, no, sorry, and you're like, okay,
Shauna,
I tried.
we gotta break up. I thought this was
Bye.
gonna work, but Daddy says no. But he called me the next morning, and I'll never forget. I was on the way to the airport, and I was in the cab, and he calls, and I'm nervous, and I pick up, and he goes, I thought about it, and you got my blessing. I love you, girls.
Oh,
That's so sweet and like so much more
girls.
meaningful than for him to, when I ask him, you know, like, even though he's, all these things are going through his head, for him to like not wholeheartedly say yes and be like, well, yeah, I guess, you know, it just felt, you know, he had thought about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sweet. I don't know if my husband asked my dad if he could marry me.
Call him up.
You did?
I said call him up.
Did you ask your
I
father?
did, which is now I'm like kind of realizing why I'm in the dad group of
yeah.
because I'm like, Sam did not ask my mom. But yeah, I asked him. I like
Sometimes
drove
it's
up
nice
there.
to like cosplay like we are the 1800s, you know?
It
There's
kind
something
of-
nice about that.
You're so right. Like I was like, I want to do that. That seems kind of fun. And then it's just like awkward. And her sister was there too. And then I asked her mom. I took her mom out for a glass of wine. And then I remember I was so nervous that I was like, I was just wondering if I could have your hand in marriage. And
You said to her?
Yeah. I proposed to her mom. Yeah.
She's like, look, I don't think we should move that fast, but I'm down to go on this date.
Yeah. I'm like, come on, baby.
Okay, cool. Well, I love it. I love this era where like there are gay families around, because I didn't I grew up, there was no gay families around.
Me
And
neither.
I'm sure 45 minutes outside of normal.
Oh,
Yeah,
hell
there
no.
was no. I didn't know one gay person down there, but then we moved.
And then you
up,
meet
yeah.
one and they're a nightmare and you're like, all right, I guess I'll wait 5 more years.
That
to
was
come out.
kind of like, I remember my softball coach freshman year. I was like, well, I'm not whatever
not that.
she is.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Exactly. You really,
But I was just like, I'm not that, so I guess I'm not gay because I'm not.
because
her.
I'm normal.
I'm not her. Yeah, she was
Well,
great. By the way.
She's awesome. And she's one of our biggest fans. She's
Yeah.
going to love this part of the podcast.
She was great.
You know, something that we do that not a lot of other podcasts do is we
Ooh.
actually invite the listeners in. And so we have a listener that's about to walk in right now. And then we tell them if they're hot or not. No. We have a listener question. I think this one's from Montreal.
Hi, Natasha and Sabrina. Jill here from Montreal. I have a quick parenting question. So, my husband tells me that I should stop telling our 4-year-old son that he is the best and that he's perfect.
Abusive husband.
And it's not, I mean, it's something that just comes out like when he shows me something, like a drawing he did. He's like, look at this, mommy. And I say, wow, that's amazing. You're the best. And my husband always cuts me off and says, you got to stop telling him that, because he's creating this unrealistic thought in his mind that he has to be perfect. He has to be the best. And he'll go on the rest of his life thinking, if I'm not perfect or if I'm not the best, I'm not good. So what are your thoughts on this? Because like, I'm not trying to portray my kid as like this perfect being that can do no wrong, but it just comes out because he is perfect. He's the best. Like, I want to tell him all the time, you're the best, buddy. And am I wrong for telling him that? Let me know what you think.
What do you think?
Don't you want kids to be exceptional? Is that how you kind of start teaching
Well, I
them
guess
to be
probably with the
exceptional?
dad, if I could also speak for this guy, he's probably like, he's saying if you tell him everything he does is perfect, then he's not going to try to be better than what he's doing. And some of these drawings, they look like shit, probably, you know, and it's like, you keep on working on it. There's all these articles about like not saying like the words to say and not say.
Right.
My feeling about it is like, just teach in real life. You are a mother and you're looking at your kid and you're like, you're fucking perfect. To me, you're perfect, which is such a nice sentiment to share. But also, I think the more important thing is for them to have a sense of like, just because my mother is saying something I do is great or perfect doesn't mean that it's actually literally like, let's open an art gallery.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. I
definitely say that everything she does is great.
Yeah, I just can't imagine. I don't have that thing where I'm censoring myself on that sort of like we went on a private school daycare tour years ago, and they were like, we don't say good job here because like for whatever reasoning they had, they're like, we never say good job. And the second they said that, I was like, I'm out. I was like,
Let me tell you, let me give you a little critique. You're doing a bad job.
yeah, I'm just like,
I don't like I feel like there's trends on like what works and doesn't work. And I understand the idea of instilling in your child that there's room for improvement, and that perfection is not what you're chasing. But I think there's just like, so one thing that's happening for us is when I am disciplining Wolfie, sometimes he'll go into this thing where he's like, so you're saying I have to be perfect? I'm like, no, I never said that. But like what I also keep on saying is like, you're practicing a kind of mental illness, and just practice it, but don't stay in it, because you're not connecting the dots. Like, I'm not saying when he's kind of like flexing these sort of like, so I just have to be perfect. I'm like, no, you're doing something that even grown-ups do, where you're like, not because I'm criticizing you, you're saying you're going into this fake world where you're pretending that you think that I am asking for perfection from you, and you know that's not true.
Mm-hmm. I think say that to him?
Yeah. I say that to him. I think that what we can do is just have regular conversations around what's happening. And like, if you find your kid is like Wolfie starting to be like, so I just have to be perfect, you could see they're like also playing a role. Yeah. They're like playing, and you're like, I see what you're doing, but I'm just telling you, you got to write legibly. Like his big thing right now is writing. It's like, and who wants to write perfectly? You know, I never wrote great. And when I'm jotting something down, I kind of pride myself on being sort of like a doctor, because I'm like, no one will ever know what this joke says but me. And then sometimes I'm like, well, I also don't know. But like, I'm saying like for presentation, for you to know how to write so that your teacher can read it, to be successful in school, you do have to try to write as good as possible. And when I say do that better, I'm not saying you're not great. I'm saying you got to work at it.
That's good. Yes. Mm-hmm. I also think with this woman, she could just stop saying good job and still like instill that she thinks what the kid is doing. I really like, she could say something specific. Oh, I love the purple, or I love how you made that tree. That's really, like you can just, because if it's annoying your husband and it's causing friction, you can still like do what you want.
You're such a good in another way.
Manipulate. You can just manipulate the man.
I think that also it's a balance. It's like, I think people often, Shauna's parenting is much different than mine. Like if my kids go out with Shauna, they know they're going to be fully taken care of. Mm-hmm. And with me, they know the car might be towed. And that's from personal experience.
Sabrina.
So but it's, I'm not worried that my kid is going to be like, oh my God, cars just disappeared in my childhood. My kid's going to be like, sometimes Baba parked in the wrong spot. And sometimes we got a great parking spot, and sometimes the car wasn't there. But it's like, that's life.
That's fun.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's
we got
adversity.
Home. We got an Uber.
I had to go pick my kid up from school yesterday in a Lyft. And then I went in and got her, and she was at her chess club, and then I called another Lyft, and then it rolls up, and she didn't even realize we were getting in someone else's car. Like she was just like, okay,
you're back here now.
Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard, especially when everyone's working. It's like everyone's working and I'm trying to be there. So it's like I can arrange my schedule so that I'm there, but my car might not be available. Or you know what I mean? It's like...
What's happening with your car?
I lent it to my brother. But anyway,
this is screaming secret DUI.
No, I lent it to my brother, and then Moshe took the car somewhere, and I just couldn't... Anyway, the point is, we're all just trying to do our best. I just think
the preciousness around, like, it's like, for this guy, I'm like, for the dude, for your husband, let me just say he's perfect. Because I do tell my kid they're perfect. And I think I'm raising my kid with enough of a grounded sense of the world that, like, some of this stuff is just me fucking loving you. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, that was very sweet, Sabrina. Sweet. I think you're a great mom. I think you're both great moms.
Yes, they're all great moms. I wish you guys were my moms.
I know.
I like
to
like
think
a dad type mom.
You're such a great dad, Sabrina.
Well, yeah, thank you. I'm caught between a mom and a dad. You're full mom.
I feel very mom. Yeah.
I'm like, my kids call me Baba, which I always thought was Urdu for dad, and I have said.
And it's not?
No, my dad recently said Baba's Urdu for any old man.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what a homophobic thing you did by never telling me that my kids are calling me.
Not even young fella.
Just loose stranger, they're calling me.
Wow.
But it's cute.
But Baba in Arabic, Baba I think is dad. Somewhere down the line, Baba is dad, and I feel like I'm a dad type, mom type.
Yeah, I tried to be called Mo. It's so hard. I was like fighting for it. I was like, what did she just call me Mo? It's like one letter off from mom. Like,
and for what does Cleo call the two of you?
mommy to Sam, and then I'm mama. But like, I really wanted to be Mo. It's like, no, I think it's fine.
Natasha's like,
it's confusing.
Could you guys mix a man in there so you sort of know which way's up?
They have their donor.
Yeah. It's most confusing for me because I will like say I'm mom sometime. You know, it's more like, will you go to mom? And I'm like, fuck, I'm mama. Okay. But I wanted to be Mo.
You can be. It's never too late.
You want your kid to call you by your first name.
I did, but then
Call Me by My Name is about Mo's journey.
Yeah, originally.
Yeah.
But then when you have the baby in your arm and you're like, you know, it's like, mama's here, you know, that has something to it. And I realized that when I had her as a baby. So Mo's here. Mo Welch is here. Mo
Welch in the house. The next comic coming to the stage. She's holding you. Wait a second. Who is this person? Guys, I know it seems insane because the time has just flown, but the time has flown and it's the end of the episode. We got to put something in timeout.
Okay.
Do you know about this?
Oh,
At the end my timeout, I'm going to put in timeout daycares saying your kid can't come back the next day just because they had diarrhea.
You already said that, though.
I know, I did. So just go back to the beginning of the episode and see. I just think like even a fever, the fever breaks, let the kid go back the next day.
No, Sabrina, nobody agrees with you on this.
The next day is a new day, and I've paid for this day.
There should be a sick room.
There should be,
There was
midway,
a kid
like
with
a
scarlet
chamber.
fever trying to come back to our classroom.
Okay, well, no. If
That
you have
sounds
if you've got a fever,
old-timey.
you better leave her. But in the next morning, when the next morning rises, it's a new surprises. You don't know. Is the kid sick? Is the kid better? Maybe the kid's sick. These kids fever up so fast.
Diarrhea is a hard one because I'm like, they wouldn't let me at work if they knew how many times I have diarrhea in the year.
But you go. But still,
But
you
I
go to work.
Yeah.
But you're in a comedy room, so you probably talk about it, too.
Yeah.
And you change your own diaper when you shit your pants. So that's
Okay,
what I
so
put in timeout.
Okay. You put that in timeout?
I put that in timeout. What do you put in timeout?
I put in timeout people who let their kids go to school when they're not 24 hours fever free.
Oh, bitch. God. Straight women are so aggravating. Hit the Patreon for our natural tension.
We don't have
We have a Patreon where we just fight. Mo, what do you put in timeout?
I put in timeout people asking, this is very specific, but people asking me how my daughter's liking kindergarten. You know, where it's like adults at parties and how's Cleo liking kindergarten?
Yeah.
And I just feel so like, and how are you liking your ceviche? You know, it just feels so. What do you mean? How is she liking it? Like, I don't know. She's so tiny. She
also,
goes.
we have this one time to connect and talk shit, and now we've got to be talking like in the third person about our Cleo. Well, right now she's enjoying a soup. You know, it's like you don't know. Day to day, it changes.
And we should put those people in a timeout. People that don't like to talk shit at kids' parties.
We should if you don't want to talk shit at a kids' party, and yeah, I put in timeout. If you're going to invite adults to a kids' party, you have a little adults corner where we have a little wine and talk shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, do you hate when you go to a kid's party in the day and there's no alcohol?
Look, I don't want to get into it. We'll talk about it on the Patreon.
Ooh, I love this Patreon.
Well, Mo, you are so talented, so hilarious. Is there any way people can see you?
Not really.
What about follow you?
I never have
Where do we see
any-
your cool cartoons?
Yeah, go on Instagram at Mo Welch.
Mo
and you'll
Welch.
find my cartoons. Yeah. When does this come out?
We shelf episodes for years.
Okay, well, in
This is
in
live.
This
March
comes out when my son can go back to
2027.
daycare, which is 2028 actually.
Yeah,
It's gonna be-
2028. I'll be doing the Late Show at the Comedy Store.
Oh
so
my God! All right.
Okay,
Thank
well,
you
we
so much
love
for coming.
you and hope to see more of you.
Oh my God, thank you
Okay,
for having me.
on the count of 3, diarrhea. 1, 2, 3.
Diarrhea.
Diarrhea.
Not.